Hello, welcome to You Know Something. I'm Dina.
And Diana.
Hello, Miss Diana. We are going to talk today first about trending fashion, activities, things like that. And I like to include that on any episode where I've got information because I think it's fun to stay in the loop. We talked about the milkmaid dress last week,
Yeah.
and I found you one in the Olo color, so I'll send you a
Oh, did
picture.
you?
I
Oh,
did. I just can't picture you in it somehow, but
I'm gonna totally rock that thing, girl.
I don't know if it matches your personality.
I
But
get
anyway,
that.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, I get that.
We are Amazon affiliates, associates, which means if we put a link in our show notes about something we talked about, if you click on it and you purchase it, we are sometimes compensated for that. Not always, but that's the idea. So I just want to say that up front. I'm getting these trending topics from Amazon because as an Amazon associate, they do send me this is what everybody's starting to click on and buy and search for. So I think it's a good clue as to what is up and coming. So, but just a disclaimer. All right, here we go. The first thing is crocheted fabrics for anything, pajamas, bathing suit cover-ups, tops, big wide pants. What do you think about that knit crochet look? You're kind of blind here, so I know you can't see what I'm talking about, but if
I
you,
know exactly what you're talking about. I like it. I think it's different, unique.
I do too. I think it's good like a crochet top over a regular top, like a tank top, even just as day
Right.
wear.
Right.
It's kind of going back to the 80s. I think we had some crochet tops and so crochet stuff is a thumbs up for you, huh?
Yeah, I think it's great. I like it.
Do you own anything mesh like that now?
I actually do. Yes. I get a lot of compliments when I wear it, and I think it would be a good trend fashion for to come back in style. And usually, if you keep something long enough, it's going to come back in style.
That is so true. Perfect for summer too, because you can like cover up and look more formal with sleeves, but yet you got the
Yeah,
coolness and the breathability of it. And it's kind of sexy too.
agreed.
All right, Mahjong tiles. People are really buying and searching for Mahjong tiles. Do you even know what Mahjong is?
I do not. Why don't you educate me?
Mahjong is a game with little ceramic tiles that is, oh, I'm going to speak wrong, Japanese, I believe. It's an Asian game that is very popular. And I didn't know anything about it until I started watching a TikTok account of these two women who play Mahjong against each other. And there's like a camera over them, and you just sit and watch them play. No talking, just playing the little click click sound of the ceramic tiles. But it's kind of like there is an icon on each tile and you have to match it up. Like you lay out rows of yours and the opponent lays out rows of theirs and you flip them over and you try to, it's kind of like a matching game. It's probably the most simple way I could describe it, but it's very calming and I think it's a good way to just spend time with your friend, drink a little wine and just turn the tiles over and see who gets the most tiles at the end. So I don't know if that's a good explanation.
So, when are we going to play?
We need to, don't we? We need to
We
pick us out
do.
some cute tiles.
That way we can tell our listeners how fun it is.
Yeah. I'm sure a lot of people know because it's an old tradition. The fact that it's trending is really interesting because it's kind of associated with elderly ladies, but apparently the youngins are picking up on it because
It's fun.
so Mahjong, look into it. Look
I
into it.
will.
Rather than pickleball, you cannot break an ankle playing Mahjong. I don't think I can, but I don't think so. I've heard that the biggest injuries now in emergency rooms are from pickleball.
That is good information to know, Dina. Well done.
Thank you. Do you play pickleball?
No, but I would actually like to try. However, my ankles probably don't need any more fractures on them.
Oh, yeah.
So I
It's
might need to rethink that.
okay. The next thing is, and I'm kind of on the fence about this, mesh ballet flats.
Mesh ballet flats.
Kind of like the jellies we used to wear with the holes, the
Yes.
crisscrosses. I find them really uncomfortable.
Now, I do wear yoga shoes or yoga socks, and I think that's pretty similar. My feet love when I have it on, so the mesh sounds wonderful to me.
Really, so you can wear flats and your art, you have high arches.
Now, are you talking about shoes or socks?
They're shoes.
No, I could not wear that then.
Yeah.
I
And
could
ballet
not wear
flats.
flat.
Yeah. I need that arch support.
Me as well.
Yeah. And I also remember wearing jellies. You know, when I say jellies, what I mean? Jelly
I
shoes.
do. Mm-hmm.
You'd always get dirt and sand and gravel stuck in between
Right.
the mesh. You have to stop and take them off and pull all that out. Yeah. Not for
Yeah,
me.
those went in the trash can pretty quick for me.
And then when you took them off at night, you had that checkerboard pattern embedded in your flesh.
That couldn't have been good for your circulation.
No, I don't think so. You know, as we get older, our feet are like really picky. They're finicky.
Yes.
Now, this I'm kind of interested in. This is a new trend in perfume where rather than buy a big bottle of cologne or perfume, you buy sample packs. They're called fragrance discovery sets. So most of them have like 8 sample size, the little tube,
Oh, yeah.
about that big, of different, I was about to say flavors, but it'd be fragrances from a company. It has a theme. And that way you can try, if you really like something, you can buy a big bottle, but it's something different every day or the mood you're in. Just put a little on out the sample thing. I like that idea.
Yeah. It's kind of like a little scented smorgasbord you get to choose from.
Scented smorgasbord. You're right. You're right.
I love them. I've bought them for a long time now.
You've been buying sample size things?
Yes.
Oh, I'm out of the loop, I guess, but
You totally are. I'm in the loop on something Dean is not. Oh, go Diana.
well, these are like $30 for 8, I guess you'd call them small bottles or tubes. And I just think that's a cool idea because I'm kind of a one fragrance girl and I'll stick with it and I'll go back to it. And that's kind of boring.
But what is your favorite of all time fragrance?
Anything with gardenia and musk, like white gardenia, white musk, things like that. I used to go, remember there used to be a company called was it the Body Shop
Yes.
at malls where you go in and fill up your little bottle of different oils and I would get the white
Right?
musk and gardenia. Yeah, and vanilla, sometimes vanilla too, but these fragrances are so fun. They're like smoky or this one smells like plastic, vinyl, smoke. I mean, they're just all these strange
Oh,
things.
well, things that I have bought are not smelling like that for sure. I buy the ones that smell good.
Not like a inner
Actually,
tube.
I'm don't quote me on this, but I do think that long time ago, Victoria's Secret was the first one that kind of embarked on that. And I bought a set of fragrances a long time ago. And then, like you said, you find the one that you like or the two that you like, and you don't buy a big bottle and then there's waste or you give it away or throw it away.
Yeah, you get bored with them, you could trade. I think a lot of people trade their sample kits.
Yeah.
Whereas you can't really trade lip gloss or mascara, but you can trade perfume.
Right.
Well, I have a bad smeller. So I wear perfume for other people. If somebody says, "Oh, you smell good," then I remember that because I really can't smell very well. Even before COVID, I've just never been, I don't know, as a medical professional, you might could tell me why. It's something in my brain, I guess. I don't know.
I don't know, but it is called your olfactory
Yeah.
senses, your nose, your olfactory. So
Are
look
you
that up.
are you sensitive to fragrance or smells? Do they affect your like headaches or
Yes, I'm very sensitive. Anything vanilla, I can't handle.
oh no, I'll remember that.
Thank you.
I'm like, I love vanilla, and you're like, anything vanilla I can't handle. Oops.
I waited for the right moment to lay that down.
Uh, My mother's very nose sensitive. She can smell, she knows exactly what I'm making for lunch. She smells when I open the refrigerator door, and she also has migraines. So I think it's kind of connected that you
Yes,
have a really strong sense of smell that affects your neuro sensitive system or whatever the word is.
yes.
So I'm going to look into the fragrances. Diana's been there, done that, the fragrance sets. Skorts. Do we remember good old Skorts?
I love them.
Do you own any now?
Absolutely. I've always owned them. I look good in them. They
No, you
make my, hmm, I'm, I'm 5'3", so I'm not tall. And it makes my legs look cute. My husband plays golf and I'm his caddy. So I've wore skirts for many years.
Yeah, I think they're very flattering too because you get the look of the cute little flippy skirt, but, and I'm only speaking for myself, it covers some sins there right at the very top.
Yeah, some sense at the top and the bottom as
Yeah, and
we age.
yes, golf dresses are included in this too. T tennis
Yeah,
dress, excuse me, tennis dresses people are wearing to the grocery store now.
yeah.
They're very stylish. They're updated styles, like a little cute bow on the side, and then your rompers tie into that too, where you just pull up one piece.
Love rompers. Have tons of those.
I'm going to ask you a very personal question.
Okay.
When you wear a romper and you have to go pee pee, do you just pull it to the side or do you pull the whole thing down?
Pull that thing to the side.
That's what I do too. I do too. I don't have time to pull.
Oh,
I
that's
can.
nonsense. Pull all that down.
So
Then
we're
you got to package all that stuff right back up. No, we pulling it to the side.
I can't hold it like I used to, so it's like must go now. Must go now.
Right?
All right. Now, this is an interesting thing. And so far, you've been there, done that, known all these. So I'm out of the loop. But this will be our final thing. Trending on Amazon are weighted vests. You know what a weighted vest is?
You can kind of imagine. I've not saw one. I didn't know they had that, but I do like the weighted blankets. So I'm sure that same type of, feeling, that comforting feeling is brought about by a vest. Am I correct?
Well, it's interesting you said that because when I saw that on the list of trending weighted vests, I thought the same thing because as a pet sitter, there are weighted vests for dogs. Like if it's
Yes.
storming, you put it on them and it soothes them. This is actually for fitness. And you know how you wear ankle weights? This
Yeah,
is,
I do that too. Perfect. So you get not only a calm feeling, but then you get your workout.
yeah, I just can't
Yeah.
imagine. These people are walking with this 6, 8, 12, 15 pound. It doesn't cover your whole chest. It's almost like just straps around your shoulder, like you're carrying a small backpack to add to the exertion, I guess. But I mean, I don't need that. There's no way.
Oh, don't knock it till you try it, Dina.
Well, apparently a lot of people are doing it. So, and I wish you could see it. I'm going to figure out a way for you to see what I'm looking at here in our next
Well,
episode.
I want you to order me one because I'll be needing to work out while I'm just walking around. I mean, think about it. You're going to the grocery store, you put on your little weighted jacket. I do my weighted ankle weights.
Right.
And remember, that works out by the end of the day. My legs have had a true workout, but I've done it all day long. And I can tell a difference in the tone of my legs when I do it on a consistent basis. And so can my husband.
Okay.
So he's probably going to order me about 3 or 4 of them there weighted vests.
So I guess the vest would, I don't know if it would hurt if you have back problems or would it might make your back stronger. So
I would think it would work your core. You may not be able to do it quite as long as someone who didn't have a back problem, but if we can increase our core strength, we increase our overall strength. So
true.
um, I would be a proponent for it.
Okay. Well, I'll get you
I'll
one. They
take
make
I'll
little
take one. I'll take one, Dina, in black and white and red.
Oh, okay. They have
Okay.
little matching ankle weights too, so they come in little sets, but you've already got your ankle weights, so.
Oh no, you can get me those too if you're. I mean, it's early Christmas, right?
There you
Christmas in
go.
June or July.
All right, so those are the trending topics. If people are interested, I'll have links to everything that we talked about so you can actually see it. And there are different varieties. Okay, next topic, Diana. There was a survey taken by a company called the Top Tens, TENS, and they asked what was something that you learned in school that you never used? It was just kind of a waste of your time. So I'm going to go through these and see how you feel about them. Dissecting frogs.
Does not serve me well today.
Did you dissect frogs in school?
Yeah, and it was gross.
Yeah, it was in high school and I went the vocational route in high school, not the academic route, because I felt like I couldn't afford college. I was not smart enough or driven enough to get a scholarship in academia, and I wanted to own a chain of nail salons. That was my dream, or beauty salons, spas. And I'd always thought that. So there was an offering for a cosmetologist program at our vocational school. So that took 3 hours of my day. So I could only do the basics, English, civics, and I didn't even take math. I can't remember what the third one was, probably like home ec or something that I had to take. So I didn't have any opening or time to do, I guess that was biology or science.
Yes.
So I
And
was,
of course, Tina, I love frogs. So that was not a very
oh
good
no.
experience. I know, right?
I think it's traumatic. And I think if you're not interested in a medical field, what are you learning? What did you learn from it?
Well, I am in the medical field, but I recall nothing from dissecting that frog other than when recess bell it sounded.
Well, what they did at our school was the boys would chase the girls with the pieces of frog. And then a group of boys confiscated some of the frog corpses and took them apart and put them in girls' lockers. Like, so when you opened your locker
Oh,
door, the frog leg would fall. Yeah, it was a big
no.
controversy. This smelled horrible in the hall. So I'm going to go with that's more of a college activity. And it feels like it would be traumatic to people, you know?
Yes, I agree.
Okay. So I guess they still do that in school. I don't know. We don't have children, so we don't know. But so we agree on that one. And is a frog even like a human at all? Human body to learn from?
Well, it has muscles and sinews and different things, I reckon, that we do. But again, I didn't learn a thing.
Yeah. Some
I'd
people
say
would
save the frogs.
save the frogs. Their little
Save the
peace symbol.
frogs.
Save the frog. All right. Remembering states and capitals.
All right. Are you going to quiz me?
Well, I was on a road trip one time to a race track. I was in the t-shirt business and we did racing designs and set up a booth at a racetrack. So it was like a 2 hour drive. So I went with other artists and we were doing things to pass time. And one of them said, I'll give you $20 if you can name all 50 states in 15 minutes. And I said, well, shoot, yeah. I mean, 15 minutes I couldn't do it. Could not do it.
Did you not have Google?
No. This was
Mm,
back in the early
Free
90s.
Google.
I couldn't cheat. We couldn't cheat.
Oh,
But
okay.
you don't have like a memorization song or a thing to
No,
know.
I do not. Mm-mm.
Do you think if somebody put a map in front of you, you could fill in all the states?
No.
Me either. I could fill in where we live, the states around us, of course, California, Texas, but all those middle square states, mm-mm.
Yeah. It's not something that I focus on.
But anyway, people are saying they never used it. But I think you could say, isn't learning learning? Isn't learning and memorizing growing your brain and your synapses and when you're that age, your
True.
memory.
And as I've aged, I've learned that knowledge is power, whether it's knowledge about something that you use on a daily basis or if it's just a random trivial pursuit question,
Yeah,
that you just happen to I would love to know more about a variety of things, maybe something not as intricate on certain subjects, but I feel like your vast of knowledge impresses people. And it's cool when someone's speaking of something, if you're at least a little bit aware of it and you have a little knowledge about it. So I think the more we learn, the better we are. So yes.
I agree. And I think is being dumb or let's say ignorant, which means you don't know something, is being ignorant, is that ever attractive or appealing or intriguing or something that somebody wants to be around? I think women especially sometimes they'll like giggle and say, I don't know anything about that. That's not appealing or attractive, I don't think.
Agree.
Yeah, it doesn't promote
If
women.
I were a male, that would it whether you're a male or female, I think that would turn anybody off.
I agree. I agree. to revel in your ignorance, which when I was young, when I was in high school, I was kind of rebellious and I was like, I don't need to know this stuff. I want to get out of here and get rich and own my salons and intentionally would not do as little as I could to get by. And now I'm just like yearn to learn things, which is part of this podcast. I'm like, I want to know about this now. I suddenly have the urge to learn stuff. And I truly regret how I wasted school.
Well, there's no time like the present to get started. So get that thinking cap on and start learning.
Right. Learning about Shakespeare and reading Shakespeare.
Not for me. I appreciate the knowledge that he had and what he gave to the world. It just doesn't speak to me.
Yeah, I had the hardest time interpreting what it meant. And, I wanted almost like the old English Bible, I needed that New Living Bible to understand what I was reading. And when I see a movie adaptation of Shakespeare, I think this is really good. So
Right?
it's like learning a whole new language.
Agreed.
Yeah, I think that's again more of a college thing. But again, are we going to learn or are we not going to learn while we're in school? But,
Well, that's up on the people.
yeah, exactly. Memorizing pie and not like an apple and strawberry and chocolate, but pie,
Pi squared.
389794383.
I think you got a few of those numbers wrong, but I'm gonna let you slide.
I know it starts with the three. Pretty sure.
8675309. Is that what you're trying to get?
That's Jenny's number, isn't it?
That's Jenny's number.
For a good
Yeah.
time, call Pi.
The fact that I know that number probably doesn't look very good on me.
Well, it's funny how we can remember all these songs from the 80s, but we did not memorize Pi. Pi is, I think, again, it's a memorization thing. It's a makes your brain grow new parts of your brains to memorize things and recall them. I think it's always a good thing.
Absolutely.
Long division. Have you ever used division without a calculator in your adult life?
Yes, I'm actually fairly decent with mathematics. Kind of, I do it in my head. Even my
Hmm.
husband's sometimes like, "Wow, baby, how'd you know that so fast?" I don't know. Numbers just come pretty easy to me.
Wow, that's great. So you visualize that little bracket thing for division in your head, or
Hmm.
so you don't
Hmm.
even have to put your finger in the air and draw the little numbers or anything. That's what I have to
No,
do. To spell or anything, I have to use my finger. Well, that's
no.
impressed. I was never a mathematics type person. So there are some people who do use long division. The periodic table, again, we're talking about memorizing
Oh,
the elements.
yeah, the elements. I'm not very good at that. My husband's awesome. How are you?
Well, not at all. I mean, I could name a few elements, but
We've got
gold's my favorite.
zinc, copper, iron.
Oxygen's a good one.
I didn't say oxygen. I said zinc, copper, and iron are the three that came to my mind.
Yeah. Well, I think if you have gold and oxygen, you can pretty much survive without knowing that. I'm low on iron, so
You need gold and oxygen. How about
yeah.
water? How about water and oxygen?
Oh, water. Yeah, I might need the H2O.
Yeah, you might need that.
So periodic table is just what our bodies are made up of, right?
I thought they were elements that were found within the earth.
Yeah, so the earth and us, because we do have
Yeah.
to have iron, zinc. It's interesting. So we come from the earth.
I'd have to do some research on that.
It's getting a little
If
deep.
all of yeah, if all of the periodic table elements are in us in the human body. That's a great question, Dina. Why don't you get on that one?
Ooh, I will.
We'll do that next time.
Too bad I
We'll
didn't
do
do
a
research.
follow up.
Okay. Well, I probably should have studied it. Done a little research. Okay, and finally, and this one is about the only thing I enjoyed in school actually, is learning to play the recorder.
Learning to play the recorder.
Did you play a recorder in school?
I
It's
don't know.
like a flute, like a wooden flute, but
Oh,
you
I've never
yes.
heard of that.
Are you kidding me?
Hmm.
You didn't play the little wooden flute thing that you hold like a clarinet. Every,
No,
every kid got one in school.
but me,
You didn't have music class in elementary school.
we did piano and
Really?
yeah, yeah, I did piano and organ.
Wow, you were advanced. Actually, these were little plastic flutes that they handed out to everybody, and we learned to play them. And I think boys were really especially uncomfortable with playing them because it's kind of a, oh, I'm going to get hate mail for this, a feminine stance position with your hands and your fingers when you play. If you think I imagine a little clarinet thing. So guys did
Hmm.
not refuse to learn it, but I enjoyed it. Well, I hate that you were cheated of that, but if you learned piano, that's kind of advanced.
Well, when you are ordering my, weighted vest, you can go ahead and order me one of those. I
A
won't feel so
recorder.
left out. Yeah. I really didn't even know what you were talking about.
That's wild. Now, why they call them a recorder? I don't know. They don't record anything. They're
Right?
they're flutes. I call them flutes, but you don't hold them horizontally. You hold them vertically.
I
I'll send
got
you
you.
a picture one. Wow, I'm interested. I wonder how our listeners did not have recorders. Okay. Finally, here's a study. I think you're going to like this. I believe you like this activity. A study claims that attending a concert, live concert, once every 2 weeks can add 9 years to your life. Now, I know
Really?
you're a concert goer, aren't you?
I am. I don't go every 2 weeks, but yes, I love concerts.
Yeah, I think concert prices have gotten so crazy. You know, like the classic musicians, I'll see they're coming into town and I look and it's like the cheapest ticket's $200 and that's way in the back. And I can't justify it because if you're that far back, it's like you're not even really there. You know what I mean? It's like,
Agreed. But at the same time, you're feeling the energy that is in the stadium. And nowadays, with technology, they have the screens up to where they're close enough to where you can feel like you're still part of it.
that's true. The big screens do help. And the excitement around you. It's just the crowds parking, getting in line, the crowds getting there. But there's something,
Oh, it's worth it.
oh, I figured you'd be into it. Well, what it says is it was in 2018, and a behavioral science expert, Patrick Fagan, studied participants engaging in various activities associated with wellness, including attending concerts, practicing yoga, and walking dogs. Participants underwent psychometric testing and heart rate monitoring to assess the impact of these activities on their well-being. The findings revealed that just 20 minutes, oh, you have to stay for 20 minutes, at a live music event could lead to a 21% increase in the feelings of well-being. Specifically, concert goers experienced 25% increase in feelings of self-worth and closeness to others, along with a 75% boost in mental stimulation. I can see if everybody there is into the band and you're communing with people that you normally, I mean, they're strangers, but you're all jumping and clapping and dancing at the same time and
Right.
sharing an experience and a love for, so, and of course, music is so healing.
Oh, absolutely. And the fact that everybody around you knows probably the lyrics to the songs, especially the
True.
really popular and the ones that have really made it, the songs. But uh, I will tell you, if I'm going to spend $200 for a ticket, I'm going to spend more than 20 minutes at that concert.
Yeah. Yeah, you do. You did your division and you realize per minute
Yeah,
what you're spending.
that's a little expensive.
Yeah. I mean, it just takes 20 minutes to get in there and get your seat, and then you got to get the t-shirt. Yeah, I'm starting to see it now. You look at a person that you don't know across the room and you're both singing the same lyrics and like, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
It's a
Yeah, and you're
shared
all
experience.
friends. It's kind of a kumbaya moment.
Yeah, you'll never see each other again probably when you leave, but you had this moment together.
So I have to tell you, my first date with Dan all those years ago was at a Bon Jovi concert.
Ooh, love it.
I actually asked him to a Bon Jovi concert, and we've been together ever since.
Well, it brings people together. There you go. You proved the whole point. Okay, we actually only have like 3 minutes left, believe it or not. What would you summarize? What have you learned today, or what thoughts do you have, or what are your final thoughts to leave our listeners with?
My final thoughts are explore your mind and expand your horizons. Let yourself learn something that you feel uncomfortable with.
Hmm.
For truly, knowledge is power. That's what I would say.
Very good, Diana.
Thank you.
And I would say that I have learned that you are very on trend and up with the times and know your math, know your fashion, and love your concert. So you've been with a
Yeah,
long, long time and you found love with
I did.
ponchos.
That's the most important one.
All right, we love you guys. Thanks for listening. We hope you learned a little something today, maybe something to talk to somebody else about at work. We got you through your commute, through your menial chores. We hope you laughed a little, and we're so glad you're here, and we love you guys so much. I love you, Diana. Thanks for joining me again.
All right. Bye, everybody. See you next time.